Hello, Kitty. It's Angela, and I'm here to kind of basically ask you, do you want to have plump, youthful, bright, luminous skin? Or do you have dry skin and you're wondering why you have this perpetual dry skin and you're like, why won't it be fixed? Annoying. Well, you might have heard of a special ingredient that is like a super trendy ingredient that's pretty much all over the internet. You hear influencers talking about it all the time. And maybe if you have not have heard of it, then maybe you'll learn something new and you can go to Sena Pharmacy School with me because I'm going to teach you about climate control. So climate control is one of my all-time most favorite products ever. I love it so much. I'm going to share with you what the ingredients are, what they do, what makes our climate control so special, and why you want to use it. If you have tried this before, or if you are trying it now, make sure that you comment below and share with me what your experience is, because I love hearing everybody else's experiences. I definitely can say that my first reaction when I first used it was, that's it? That's all you have to do? I really liked how easy it was. Prior to learning about these products, I didn't really take care of my skin. I just kind of used the pillow to wash my face at the end of the day and would truly pretty much only wash my face in the shower. And I always felt guilted into taking care of my skin. But then when I learned about Lip Sense, of course, it doesn't come off and it's smudge proof, and saw that the company offered this like whole anti-aging skincare line that seemed to be just as amazing as the color cosmetics, I started to give it a try, and climate control was one of the first things I tried because I was like, that's a really weird product. I've never heard anything of it. So let me explain what climate control is. Climate control is called climate control because it works to literally control the climate of your skin. It's great for people who have really dry skin. And sometimes when you have really dry skin, maybe the type of dry skin that you experience from maybe getting a sunburn or some other skin conditions like eczema or psoriasis, for example, the surface of your skin can feel really irritated when it's dry and kind of itchy. And when you help to control the climate and give it the moisture that it needs, then use climate control. I always also like have that mental association for that movie, My Big Fat Great Wedding, where the dad was like obsessed with Windex and he felt that Windex would cure all the things. Not that this necessarily cures anything, but it just cracks me up because it's blue too, and I feel like it's so universally perfect for all skin types, for anything. I love putting it on all of the things. So let me explain some of the ingredients that is in climate control, and let me know if you've heard of some of these. So we've got glucosamine in climate control that's used to help build collagen. We have evening primrose oil that is used to help treat and soothe conditions such as eczema, like I mentioned before. We have rose hip oil, and that works to help lessen the intensity of scars and damaged skin cells. There's vitamin E, which of course is used to help protect your skin from UV rays. Orchid extract, which is an antioxidant and very important for skin health and youthfulness. You might have heard that some of these ingredients are repetitive in some of the skincare products and other things that you might have tried. So they're all really great, beneficial, and known to do great things for your skin ingredients. But the really like hot, trendy ingredient that really stood out to me, because when I first read it, I was like, how do you pronounce that sciencey word? Is the hyaluronic acid. And so I have done a lot of research on hyaluronic acid, more so recently because it has become so trendy. And I do know that SeneGence has had climate control for a significant amount of time. So we basically started the trend, I like to joke and say. I don't really know. It's not like I can measure that. But if it's been around for so long, then why is it just now becoming trendy? And it's because a lot of cosmetic companies are starting to put this ingredient in their products. And so it does have different derivatives and variations in forms. And so I'm going to quickly go over the two most popular forms, which is hyaluronic acid and then sodium hyaluronate. The biggest difference between sodium hyaluronate and hyaluronic acid is that hyaluronic acid is a very big molecule, and sodium hyaluronate is basically a smaller molecule. It was a derivative of, meaning that it was extracted from the larger molecule and made into something very, very small. With climate control and of course all of the other products, we have appropriate molecular weights, meaning that as you start layering the different skin care products over each other, they're made to go in a certain order so that they can be used at its most beneficial size. So climate control really does have to be the very first thing that touches your face right after you wash your face with our 3-in-1 cleanser. And that's for a specific reason, because we use the sodium hyaluronate version of hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is a polysaccharide. It is found in all types of, like all skin cells within the body. It's a natural derivative, occurred naturally in your body. It's used to increase the penetration and the active ingredients such as anti-aging serums and peptides when used in skincare products, because it holds 1,000 times its weight in water. I like to joke and like make visuals, right? So if I were to like draw what I would imagine a little baby sodium hyaluronate would look like, it would look like a miniature microscopic sponge that can hold the ocean in the tiny little microscopic sponge. Of course, it's not a sponge because it's a freaking molecule, but does that make sense? Like one tiny little sponge can hold 1,000 times of weight. It's 1,000 times its weight in water. Is pretty cool, and also really cool that your body makes that naturally. So the difference, again, with the sodium hyaluronate versus the hyaluronic acid is that it's also water soluble and it is more stable. It can be used with ingredients such as glycerin, which is a very common humectant, but it's actually more effective than glycerin because of its molecular weight. It can go deep within the skin layers and work from within. So that's why it's used with other skincare products or just in cosmetics in general, because it can help to pull those active ingredients and peptides deeper into your skin. Well, of course, climate control also has SenePlex complex. And so our SenePlex complex goes into your skin cells and rushes those new ones faster. It's that active ingredient. So the active ingredient is also helping to pull that sodium hyaluronate deeper into your skin layers. And it just works basically more effectively than the hyaluronic acid. Sometimes, if you are experienced with using hyaluronic acid and you didn't enjoy the experience, that might have been because you were using hyaluronic acid incorrectly. So did you know that when using hyaluronic acid, it needs to be the first thing that touches your face while your face is damp, and it needs to be sealed in with a moisturizer that has a lot of humectants and basically works very effectively to hydrate and moisturize your skin while keeping a barrier. And that's what the downside is with using the main ingredient, which is the hyaluronic acid, is because the molecule is so thick, sometimes it can feel, or I'm sorry, big, sometimes it can feel like sticky and thick and weird. And with the sodium hyaluronate that's in the climate control, you won't have any oiliness, you won't have any stickiness, it doesn't have any tacky feeling at all. It goes into your skin so like wonderfully, and it's convenient. Remember I said that my first reaction was like, oh my god, that's it, that's all you have to do? It's in a spray bottle. So again, there's that like Windex thing that I thought about. Of course, you don't use it to clean your windows, but so it also can work to improve the signs of aging that prevents the moisture loss. And when you have loss of moisture, that's what makes your skin look more dull. That's what makes it crease more, because it doesn't have that moisture in it to kind of like bounce the cells off each other. They're just kind of more like folding like paper, right? And then it can also be used in other pharmaceutical ingredients and products as well. So not just cosmetics, but hyaluronic acid or derivatives of, such as sodium hyaluronate specifically, are also found in ingredients like lip plumpers, because like lip fillers, that's one of the main active ingredients. There's also injectables that can be prescribed from your doctor if you've had maybe like a knee replacement surgery. It's really helpful to kind of like give your knee the squishiness that it should have after having such a owie. I mean, that visual sounds so bad. My knees have been hurting recently, so now I'm like thinking, oh, I want that. Random. Okay. And then another awesome thing is how the SenePlex complex sits within the climate control. So I actually just shook up a brand new bottle. It's nice and full. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, because when you get it in your sample, it's going to look like this. You'll just rip a little piece and go through. I would say like one package would probably last you like a good day, maybe two, because a little goes a long way. But this is what it looks like when you first spray it on. I'm priming it because it's a brand new bottle. And see how it just kind of stays there? I want to make sure that we're focused. Can you see that? There we go. It just kind of stays. It doesn't spray everywhere. It's really nice. And then when you rub it in, it doesn't leave any greasiness. And now my skin has that wonderful natural reflection from bouncing off the light here. Zoom in. So I also have my lip sense that doesn't come off. This is like a 3-day-old swatch that I have on my hand. So I wish I could remember what color that was, because it was 3 days ago. So if you ask, I'm sorry, I might not know the answer. Okay, so how does the SenePlex and the CellPlex sit within climate control? Make sure you ask to have it shaken if you're not confident that you're not going to like throw it out of your hand, because I have heard horrific stories of ladies trying to shake it and then not having a good grip, and then a brand new bottle like went flying across the room and broke, and like I would literally cry. So let me know, or let your distributor know if you need her to shake it up for you if you don't trust yourself, because you do want it to be shaken very, very well. But prior to it being shaken, it's going to look like a deep blue. It's basically going to look like this color. It will kind of look like Jello with a bunch of like liquid swimming in the Jello. So the liquid is the CellPlex, and that is going to basically be like the most effective condensed solution of SenePlex complex. So that's like the liquid gold, literally, because the SenePlex complex is what's going to rush your skin cells faster. And by the way, it's rushing more plump, hydrated skin cells because it's been getting a daily dose of that sodium hyaluronate. And then the gel has what those essential fatty acids and oils, and the cellular development needs those essential fatty acids. And so that's why they're mixed together. So it's hydrating your skin and also helping to make the cells work more effectively, because it's able to go deeper into the skin. And when your new skin cells come to the surface quicker, that's what makes it like feel so active. So when you first start using our ingredients in our products, you might find that your skin feels like it can feel it. Like you can notice that you're using a very active, potent ingredient, and it's because it is going so deep within. That's another reason why that just plain hyaluronic acid can feel so sticky, because remember I said that the molecule is so big that it's not able to go in. So if you're not hydrating your skin from within and you're only hydrating your skin on the surface layer, then you might be worsening your dryness, if that makes sense, if you're not like thoroughly conditioning from within and also sealing it in with a really good moisturizer. So I freaking love climate control. I hope you love it too. Let me know what you think of the smell, because I personally love it. That's that rosehip oil, and I remember using rosehip oil for acne scars when I was a teenager. So smelling it now, it's very mild. It's so light. Like most girls, when they smell it, they always go, that smells so good. What is that? And I'm like, that's the rosehip oil. So in case you didn't know, that's probably what you're smelling. If you want to order some, make sure you reach out, and I hope you love it as much as I do. If you have any questions, be sure to post them below. If you want to learn more about the ingredients and why they're so beneficial for your skincare routine, then be sure to ask. That's like my favorite, is helping to answer questions. I hope you enjoyed this video and you have a great night. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.